Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good evening. Introducing, my name is Putri Alvina Maharani, 230429191. Here I will guide the discussion activities tonight. Here our speaker will explain about the practice of dispute in state administration and how to resolve them. We'll hear before that I will introduce our first speaker member. There is Katuna Danaila Siva, then there is Als Gina Yulida Putri, and there is Als Arifa Kartika Shaharani. Okay, the first material will be delivered by Katrunada Naila Siva. Katrunada is welcome.
Thanks to moderator. I'm Katrina Lasifa, the student number 23042192. I will read material related to administrative disputes. The one material introduction. State administration disputes occur when there is a dispute between citizen or legal entity and government agency or official. In the practice of state administration disputes in Indonesia, administrative effort are the first step in resolving before filing a lawsuit to the state administration court, which has the authority to examine and decide administrative disputes based on applicable laws and regulations. The next material, reason why disputes can occur in the state administration. Number one, at first administrative deficient. Number two, difference interpretation of regulation. Number three, conflict of interest. Number four, less than optimal public service. Number five, change in the public policy. Number six, political factor. The next material, forms of state administration disputes. Number one, legal disputes. Legal disputes is disputes relating to the application of laws and regulation. Number two, factual disputes. Disputes of fact or fact. Procedural disputes. Disputes over the procedure follow in making a decision. The next material, factor in the occurrence of disputes in state administration. Internal factor. One, lack of the unclear laws and regulation. Number two, inconsistent policy implementation. Number three, poor quality of public service. Number four, corruption and collusion. Number five, procedural error. The external factor. Number one, difference in interest. Number two, social and economic change. Number three, political pressure. Number four, technological developments. The next material, example of disputes that occur in state administration. Number 1, land disputes. Disputes related to land ownership, development licensing, or land acquisition for public interest. Number 2, environmental disputes. Disputes relate to environmental permits, waste management, or environmental impacts of project. Number 3, labor disputes. Disputes relate to industrial relation, termination of employment, or works rights. Number 4, tax disputes. Disputes relate to the determination of tax amounts, tax procedures, or objects to tax assessment. The next materi, land disputes. The cause of this disputes is number 1, unclear ownership document. Number 2, unclear land boundaries. Number 3, inheritance. Number 4, unknown to result land for case. Number 5, land use change. Number 6, social conflict. Settlement of the disputes. Number 1, negotiation. Number 2, mediation. Number 3, arbitration. Number 4, litigation. The next materi, environmental disputes. Environmental disputes are the disputes or conflicts that arise due to the difference in interests between human and the environments or between humans themselves regarding the management and utilization of natural resources. The cause of the disputes. Number 1, political conflict. Number 2, natural resource utilization. Number 3, environmental pollution. Number 4, climate change. Number 5, environmental justice. The following are the resolution efforts for the disputes. Number 1, dialogue and negotiation. Finding a joint solution through dialogue and negotiation between all interested parties. Number 2, mediation. Involves a natural third party to facilitate the negotiation process and find a resolution. Number 3, arbitration. Resolving disputes through bonding the decision of an independent third party. Number 4, litigation. Taking a case to court for a final legal decision. Number 5, institutional strengthening environmental management institution and environmental law enforcement. Number 6 is increased community participation, providing space for community to participate in the decision making related to the environmental management. Capacity building. Increase the capacity of community and governments in the sustainable environmental management. After reading the material for me, I will return in the moderator.
Well, thank you to Katrunada, who has conveyed the material to us. The next material will be delivered by Arifa Kartika Shaharani. Arifa is welcome.
Okay, thanks for the opportunity. Let me introduce myself first. My name is Arifa Kartika Sharani with identity number 23042261. Now we move on to the next material, which is employment disputes. The cause of these disputes is get 4 point. The point 1 is termination of employment or PHK. The next point is wage and benefit. The next point working condition, and the last point union related disputes. Next. Type of the dispute. The type of employment dispute is a get 2 point. The 1 point is individual dispute. Disputes involving one worker and one employer. The point 2 is collective disputes. Dispute involving a group of worker or a labor union with an employer. Next. Okay, the resolution of this dispute is 1. Settlement by consultation. The disputing parties try to resolve the problem through negotiation or mediation. The next point is settlement through the Industrial Relation Code or PHI. If the liberalization effort do not produce result, then the disputes can be resolved through legal channels at the PHI. Next. Next material is tech disputes. The cause of disputes are gathered 4 points. The first point is different interpretation of tax regulation. Next is administrative error. The next point, change in tax. To resolve tax disputes, there are generally several stages that must be passed, namely 1. Administrative stage is taxpayer submit objection to tax assessment that are considered incorrect to DIGT. Point 2 is appeal stage. If the objection is not granted, the taxpayer can file an appeal to the tax court. 3. Review stage. If the tax court decision is not favorable, the taxpayer can submit a review application to the Supreme Court. Next. The next material is act against the law by rule. Unlawful acts by the authorities or in Dutch called onrecht overhead debts are action carried out by the government or authorities that violate the law. Some characteristic of unlawful acts by the authorities. 4.1 is unlawful nature. The act violates statutory regulation or is contrary to the general principles of good governance. The next one is guilt. The role of government is deemed guilty of committing an unlawful act. Next point is loss. The unlawful act causes loss to another party. And the last point is causal relationship. There must be a causal relationship between the unlawful act the resulting loss. Lawsuit or unlawful acts by the authorities can be filed in court. Based on the law on state administration, lawsuit can be filed through the administrative dispute mechanism. Next. Okay, next material is Ombudsman. The Republic of Indonesia, Ombudsman was previously called the Commission. The National Ombudsman is a state institution in Indonesia which has authority to supervise the provision of service public both organized by state administration and government, including that organized by state-owned enterprise, regionally owned enterprise, and state-owned legal entities, and well as a private bodies and individual who are given the tax provides certain public service. Some or all of which all funds come from the revenue and expenditure budget state of regional revenue and expenditure budget. The duties of Ombudsman of the Republic of Indonesia are: point 1 is receive reports or alleged maladministration in the provision of the public service. Number 2 is conduct a substantive examination of the report, follow up on report that fall within the scope of its authority. Number 4, conduct investigation on its own initiative into allegation of maladministration in the provision of public service. Number 5, coordinate or cooperate with state institution or other government institution as well as community institution and individuals. Number 6 is a building award of network. Number 7, making effort to prevent maladministration in the provision of the public service. And the last number is number 8, is a carry out order that is provided by law. Next. The next material is administrative appeal. Administrative appeal is one of the administrative effort that can be taken by individuals or employees of the state civil apparatus or ASN who are dissatisfied with decision made by authorized official. This effort is usually made after the objection effort does not produce satisfactory result. In the context of ISN, an administrative appeal can be filed if an employee is dissatisfied with decision related to dismissal or termination of employment work. The process involves submitting an appeal to the State Civil Apparatus Advisory Board or BPASN.
Okay, sorry in advance. My colleague's network is having problems, so I'll just continue. Thank you to Arifa, who has delivered the material. Next, Gina Yulida Putri is invited to deliver the last material.
Okay, thank you, moderators. I'm Gina Yulida Putri and ID number 42030441. The next material is in environmental disputes. Objection appealing products. A. Taxpayers or information applicants submit written objection to the authorized party, such as the Director General of Tax or the PPID superior. B. Objections must be accompanied by clear reason and supporting evidence. C. Applicants can fill out the objection form available on the website or come directly to the relevant office. Grievance resolutions process. A. The competent authority will issue a decision on the objection submitted. B. If the objection is rejected, the taxpayer or information applicant can file an appeal. Next. Public Information Commission. Duties and function of the Public Information Commission. First, receive, examine, and decide on requests for resolution of public information disputes through mediation and or non-litigation adjudication. Second, establish standard technical instruction for public information service and resolve public information disputes. Third, supervise the implementation of the law on public information disclosure and its implementing regulations. Structure and scope of the Public Information Commission. Number one, the Public Information Commission exists at the central level, Central Information Commission, and at the regional level, level or Regional Information Commission. Number two, the scope of work of the Information Commission includes public bodies at the provincial, district, or city and village levels. Thus, the Public Information Commission play an important role in guaranteeing the public right to obtain public information and resolving public information disputes independently. The next material is Election Supervisory Agency. Duties and function of the Public Information Commission. Second, receive, examine, and decide on requests for settlement of public information disputes through mediation and non-litigation adjudication. Second, establish technical guidelines for public information service standards and resolve public information disputes. Third, supervise the implementation of the Public Information Disclosure Act and its implementing regulation. Structure and scope of the Public Information Commission. Number one, Public Information Commission exists at the central level, Central Information Commission, and at the regional level, Regional Information Commission, Regional Information Commission. Number two, the scope of work of the Information Commission covers public bodies at the provincial, district, or city and village levels. The Public Information Commission play an important role in ensuring the public right to obtain public information and resolving public information disputes independently. The next. Protection Commission Consumer. National Consumer Protection Agency, or BPKN, is an agency established by the government based on Law Number 8 of 1999 concerning consumer protection. BPKN's duties include providing advice and recommendation to the government in formulating policies in the field of consumer protection. BPKN is also tasked with conducting research and studies on consumer protection issues. Institution Protection Consumer Self-Reliance Community or LPKSM. LPKSM is a non-governmental institution formed by the community to participate in consumer protection efforts. LPKSM is tasked with providing consultation, advocacy, and assistance to consumers. Consumers Dispute Resolution Agency, or BPSK. BPSK is an agency tasked with handling and resolving disputes between consumers and business actors. BPSK can bring the two parties together through mediation or arbitration to reach an agreement. The next material is dispute resolution efforts. First, administrative efforts. Object and appeal. Administration. Citizens or legal entities can file objections or appeals to the superior of the official who issued the dispute decision. This is the first step before taking the case to court. Number 2, judicial effort. State Administrative Court or PTUN. If administrative efforts are unsuccessful, disputes can be submitted to the PTUN. This court has authority for inspect to break off and resolving state administrative disputes. The next, bibliography. Okay, that's all. Can I explain? I will return it to the moderator. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Gina. That's all from the presentation of material regarding the practice of state administrative disputes and how to resolve them that we can convey to the audience. Hopefully, the material we have presented can be understood by the audience and increase their knowledge. If there is something that is still not understood by the audience can directly us to understood. If so, that's all and thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Simpan lagi videonya.